What up, guys and fellow lovers of the cubic world? Welcome to part 2 of trying to build the perfect villager trading hall. So the main part of the system is in place, and today I want to work on the extra systems, the ones that go around of the main thing. And well, I should mention in the last part we also focused on how to solve the problems that arose while designing this thing. Today, though, I think I want just to focus on all the things that we are going to add to it rather than how we manage to make them work, just to save some time. So I think we're gonna start with a very simple one, and I think it's a good one. So this was suggested by a comment in my channel by someone named Todd Shannon, and he suggested that we should use we should include some dispensers of items to trade with the villagers here in the trading hall, so that they fall down and we can just have whatever we are gonna trade with um, right here, right? So I'm gonna include that, but I'm gonna make some modifications to his idea. So first of all, I think we should start by laying out a ceiling, or how the ceiling will go for our trading hall. So I think this is a good shape for the trading hall. It's it's not so enclosed, but it's not so open either, and we have space to walk, even to jump, and even to fly through it. If it was too long and I wanted to get to the villager on the other side, I could just fly with the elytra and land here and then trade with it. So I think it's good. So yeah, the idea was that we would have some droppers up here, and for example, I want to trade iron blocks. I mean, a bit of unrealistic, but let's say we wanted to trade iron blocks, so I would have a dropper there and maybe some levers or something that would help me dispense items to trade with the villagers, and then I can click on the villager and trade with them. The problem with this idea is, well, for starters, yeah, I have to spam the lever a lot of times if I want to trade more than one time, of course. And another thing that we could do is, for example, place an outblock here and maybe an observer reading it, and yeah, work out a system up here that would dispense, I don't know, 16 items or a stack of items every time we click the node block. But there's another problem with it. What if I don't want to trade that many items, or maybe I want to trade 3.5 stacks instead of 4 stacks? So we would have to return to the dispenser a few stacks, right? And maybe we would have hoppers here that would refill the dispenser, so we wouldn't have space to return the items anyways. So we would have to go through the source of the system, maybe some chests here, or a system, a storage system or whatever. So yeah, it's not exactly ideal. So let me show you what I have in mind instead. So let's imagine this is the floor of our trading hall, right? And we got some villagers here on the side that will trade us some pumpkins, for example. I have no pumpkins in my inventory. In fact, it is completely empty. So I look up, and what do I see, guys? Well, shulker boxes, colorful shulker boxes. So we open this one, and well, we see some pumpkins. So I take, let's say, 4 stacks that I'm gonna trade with the villagers. So I'm trading, and oh man, the villagers have locked their trades, and I still got 16 pumpkins in my inventory. Well, we have shulker boxes now, so we can just return them back up, and nice. Now we have more pumpkins to trade with for the next time. So now let's say I want to trade all of these pumpkins, like stacks upon stacks of pumpkins with the villagers. So I'm trading, and I keep trading until all of these are gone, right? So look at this, guys. Look at this. Oh, amazing, right? The shulker box got broken, and a new one is dispensed for us to take pumpkins and keep on trading. Also, I want to say the system fits perfectly in our too wide ceiling, but well, what can I say? I like symmetry, so I think I'm gonna widen the ceiling at least a little bit so that we can fit another line of shulker boxes on the other side. So I guess let's get it done. Aha. Well, guys, what do you think? The systems are in place, and as you can see, I installed one every other block because, of course, we couldn't have them right next to each other because of these little systems that send the villager off down there for on the rails. So yeah, this block got in the way, and of course we don't want to have them overlap, the two systems overlapping, unless of course they stay independent from each other. But in this case, it was impossible to do so, at least not the way we have them, and I didn't want to change it uh, at all actually. So yeah, I've included one every other block, and as you can see, we have technically one per villager, but actually we have two more because they're on the edges of the system. So it's pretty cool. One shulker box, sorry, per villager is quite a lot, I think. The hoppers, you cannot notice them very much, anyways. And I'm sure we can come up with something for the design, or someone can come up with something for the design to include the hoppers into it. Up here, I've included a lot of double chests for each of the systems, so we can fill an entire double chest of the shulker box full of items. And then down here, we have the hoppers fitting into a double chest per system as well to collect all the empty shulker boxes. Just keep in mind that this hopper line would go into maybe a water stream system that would return all the empty shulker box into the farms that you are producing the items in. And also these hoppers, instead of having the double chest, we would have a line of hoppers that would also go to your farms, but well, to the shulker box loaders that you have in your farms. But anyways, this is the system, and thank you to Shannon for suggesting this thing. Of course, I'm not using dispensers, but I think shulker boxes at this point, I mean, at the point of having a trading hall like this, is way more convenient than just dispensers. So let's get into the next thing. And the next thing is actually quite simple. I think I want some lighting up here to indicate when we can trade with our villagers. So I should mention that this is a system that Etho showed in the video that I mentioned um, in the last video, in my last video. So this is the system that Etho made. Of course, I remixed it a little bit and yeah, rebuilt it. And then well, this is for the trading time in the normal days. But then he found out a way into, well, to include into the system a check for raining. So if it is raining, the system doesn't work. But he found a way to implement a rain detection system into the little system, and now it works both when it's raining and also when we have normal sunny days, right? So of course I again rebuild it, redesign it. So I'm gonna include this system up there, and we're gonna have, instead of this single light, we're gonna have a light lighting up the whole trading hall system. And yeah, just to show you that it works. So if we set the time to 6,000, should be a tradable time. This light should turn on, and also that one. And if we set the weather to rain, you can see that the line turns off, but then it realizes it's raining and it turns off on again. There we go. And that one, of course, it doesn't work, but this one is still showing that we are in trading time. Also, if we set the time to 10,000, it shouldn't be trading time anymore, so it should turn off. There we go. And if we set the weather to clear, the other one shouldn't turn off on either. There we go. And yeah, no trading time anymore. All right, guys, look at this. We've got illumination. Yeah, I decided to put some stained glass, some lime stained glass here at the bottom of each lamp so that it looks a bit better. So if I were to put time set to 10,000, or actually let's try lower, right? 2,000. 2,000, yeah, they should all turn off. Set the time to 9,000. They should all turn on. Perfect. The same goes with 3,000, for example. Yep, they stay on. And with 2000, they should turn off. Perfect. So our system is done. And I really like how it looks with the green glass. So I guess this is how we're gonna have it in the end with the decorations. Now I don't know if I should decorate it myself or or if I should leave that to you guys because I'm really bad with this interior designs. I think the next step for this villager trading system is to make a way to get the villagers. So yeah, that means a breeder. But before the breeder, I think just because of the space, I'm gonna feed first the zombification kind of chamber. So I guess with a little kind of window here where we can see our zombie villager is already enough. So here we would see our villager and our zombie villager, and we would throw the splash potion of weakness. Actually, I could also make it so that it gets thrown to it automatically. But yeah, we'll see. And also, we can give him the golden apple. And yeah, once it's converted, it just parts into his cell. And I think I want a control panel on the rest of the space here. Well, guys, this is it. This is our control panel for our whole thing. It's not much, I will say, but it controls mostly everything, right? So we've got here dispense apple to dispenses an apple. I haven't placed the dispenser yet, but it will dispense an apple when we click on this button. Now dispense potion here is to dispense a weakness potion directly onto the villager. So if we had a potion here, it would dispense it right there, give us the effect of weakness, or well, give the villager the effect of weakness, and then we can give him the golden apple. Then we have zombification. So this what this will do is control the zombification. So if we want any of our already placed villagers here to be zombified, we just hit the button to let him go down, and he's gonna rest on top of that power rail, right? So before we send him off with this note block here, we activate zombification, and then we send him off. It will part right away, and it will arrive to that zombie that we have back there. It's gonna get zombified, and as you can see, we have a little detection system. It will send him right here in front of us, and then we can just dispense another potion, dispense an apple to ourselves, give him the apple, and wait until he's cured. When the villagers that are in that spot are cured, sorry, this observer here is gonna detect that, and it's gonna send them right off or right away. If the zombification lamp is still on, then they will return directly into the zombie in case we want them to be zombified more than one time. Then we have the can request lamp. As you can see, this one doesn't have any button or any lever because this one will turn on and off automatically to tell us when we can request a villager. That is when we have villagers in the systems and they are adults. Then to request a villager, we just click here on this button. And disposal, that's an interesting one because, well, it only works for the villagers that are already here. It will only work, I should say, when we activate this and well, we make our villagers fall down into the rail. And yeah, we activate the lamp, then we send him off, and instead of going into the zombie, he's gonna go into, well, a disposal chamber. When neither of them are turned on, our villager is just gonna come into another little chamber where we can basically use it for other stuff. But I'm gonna leave that empty so that you can decide where your villagers go if none of these options is activated. So yeah, the next thing is we have here four pieces of armor: the helmet, the chest plate, the pants, and the boots. And we have some double chests right next to them. The reason for this is because we're gonna have the villagers receive a complete diamond armor set automatically when they get into the system. Oh, which by the way reminds me, I'm missing an extra lamp here that will say requires armor or wants armor or whatever, right? But if that lamp is activated, then when the villager is just entering the system, it's gonna receive one armor piece of, one of each armor pieces. And yeah, the chests here are just to refill the system with armor. So we're gonna place each of the pieces in each of, in the respective chest, and it's gonna go into the system to refill our armor storage. Alright, guys, so this is a huge progress update because after a lot of tweaking and playing with rail configurations, we've got this. Also, I've already built the breather. It's a very simple one, a very classic design. The only change that I've made is that I placed a waterlogged leaf block there. But yeah, the rail system is what is interesting because look at this. First of all, we have our output rail that we had before already. So by default, it is pointing to well, our our optional place, I guess we could call it. So right now they're just going to this block, to this glass block. But of course, if you decide to build this in your own world, you can have this like another room or something. But yeah, it basically goes to nowhere, right? Then if we change the configuration, and for example, we have disposal here. So as I said, disposal only works for the part at the bottom. So if we activate disposal, you can see this rail changes, and also this redstone torch turns off. So yeah, now this rail is spawning into lava. Now I did a pretty neat system down here. As you can see, we have lava, and then we have a rail, and then we have a cactus. So here we go, villager minecart, go in. There we go. It dispenses the villager on top of the cactus, and we collect the minecart here in this barrel. So eventually, the villager, just dies. This dispenser is the one that will have all the minecarts in it. So we're gonna have a couple of chests here for storage, minecart storage. So here in this chest, we're gonna have a lot of minecarts and also filling this dispenser. Because this dispenser is what catches the villager. So as you can see, we have also another little trick with the rails. So this rail will have the minecart at first. The minecart is gonna come up and it's gonna be cut up by this rail, which is also pointing up. So the minecart is gonna glitch for a second and appear onto that block, which will catch a villager. Actually, I don't know why, but it prefers to catch an adult villager. So that's perfect because we don't want babies to be zombified. So, anyways, yeah, the minecart glitches onto that block. It catches a villager, but afterwards it then realizes that it should be on this block, so it parts this way, and yeah, finally we have it landing on top of this rail in front of the zombie ready to be zombified. Yeah, the way the breeder works is we have two villagers inside of this area. One will choose the composter as its working station and will become a farmer. The other one will just have no profession, and the farmer will be harvesting the carrots all the time. And yeah, whenever it detects that his inventory is full, but his friend villager's inventory is not full, he will throw carrots to the other villager and they will make a baby. The baby will detect one of these beds that we have here and will try to pathfind through it. To it. It will think that these trapdoors on the floor are blocks, solid blocks, so it will try to cross, but he won't be able to, so he will fall down into the water and into this little chamber, which also uses a little bit of a clever system that I designed actually almost like a year and a half ago already, but I hadn't posted it. Oh well, actually I had in my Let's Play. But essentially, what it does is if a villager stands on top of that stone pressure plate, it will send a signal to this redstone torch, which will turn it off. That will tell us if there are villagers in the system. To be honest, guys, I think the system is turning out pretty good, and we're actually almost finished with it. Right now, I'm just making the system for dispensing the to dispense the armor, and it's basically just a detector rail here that will detect when a minecart passes through, fitting into a block that will turn these four dispensers on. Yeah, I will have to test it, but right now I think first I'd rather connect all these four hoppers to the chests that we have back here, and it's actually pretty easy. I'm gonna have to use some droppers probably to get the items up, but other than that, it's just basically putting well, four lines of hoppers together. How does this look, guys? Oh, it looks redstone crowded. Yeah, the system is done, guys. It's a few days later, actually. It was a pain to connect everything, but yeah, I managed to do it. As you can see, I used some water streams for the armor filler refilling system. So here we have the armor dispensers, which, by the way, I have tested, and they seem to work just fine. So when the villager comes in with its minecart or in its minecart, this repeater will send a signal to that redstone dust. Of course, if the armor's equipping system is turned on, which gets controlled with that sticky piston, and then the dispensers will dispense some diamond armor, and yeah, the villager will come and go into the system. So that's that, and yeah, we have redstone lines that turn off the armor equipping system, which is this one. We have redstone lines that tell us, well, that read this dispenser, only this dispenser, because the other ones are quite closed. So that one reads this dispenser and tell us when the armor equipping system is um, well, still has some armor in it. So as you can see, we've added one extra lamp here in our control panel, and we also added this potion brewer manual override because, well, we have a potion brewer now, guys, which I think it's pretty cool. Right now it's turned off with this lever right here, but of course, if we remove it, the potion brewer starts working. We have to wait a little bit until this item, this hopper has no items in it for it to start. So we're gonna do that. But basically, yeah, this is a custom system. I just made it. I just designed it, and it will work as long as it has ingredients. There we go. Yeah, we have 3 water bottles, the 2 ingredients, the fermented spider eye, and the gunpowder on top. So yeah, it will work and brew potions indefinitely, unless, of course, we run out of ingredients. Which, by the way, this is a lot of ingredients. I don't think we'll ever run out of them, or we'll ever need that many. And yeah, in case we leave it on, it will automatically detect when this hopper right here is full of potions. So as you can see, it's plenty of storage anyways, plenty of hopper storage till we reach that one. But if we ever want to stop it manually, we just hit this lever and the potion brewer should stop working. Also, the villager breeding system is completely done. I had to make a few modifications to my design because it was not working fine anymore. So here it is now. It works perfectly. We can request now a villager, and actually, let me show you that because it's real fun. So if we can see, the lamp that says can request is on, so it means that we have adult villagers in the system and we can request one. So request villager here. Hit this button and let's be quick about this. Okay, so Oh, that was super quick. Yeah, a villager came from there. We dispense the minecart from this dispenser. It falls down into the zombifying chamber, and it ends up right here for us to cure him. Oh, there we go, guys. You just saw that. It just got converted back into a proper villager, and it got sent automatically into this little cell right here. And now here we have it. Now, if we want to, for example, make him a librarian, sorry, we just have to grab a lectern and put it right there, and it should be able to detect it, maybe. Really? Oh, there we go. I was starting to get worried. I'm sure I tested this before actually designing the thing. So yeah, there we go. A librarian. This was a stubborn guy. It may not look pretty, but it sure does look cool. Well, look at this, guys. The system is completely finished. I've worked out the details that we had pending, the little mistakes that I made. I think everything is in place. I've tested it a couple of times, of course. It's a lot of systems to test, and it's repeated. Actually, I think 32 times. We have space for 32 villagers, probably, if I remember correctly. Correctly, so it's kind of difficult for me to test every single little thing. Hopefully, I didn't miss anything. But if I did, and you want to build it in your world, or maybe want to download the template, please let me know if I missed anything, and I will fix it for you. Of course, we need to answer one question, right? The question for this video: can we make a perfect villager trading hall? Well, sure enough, this looks like a very advanced villager trading hall. But the short answer to that question is no, we cannot. Let me elaborate and tell you the long answer. Yes, we can make a perfect villager trading hall, but not a perfect villager trading hall for everyone. This, for example, is my perfect villager trading hall, right? It has the cells for the villagers. It's not too long of a walk that you have to make to reach each of the villagers and to be trading with all of them at once. It has a lot of systems in place. The ability to rearrange the villagers whenever I want. All of those things are what makes my perfect villager trading hall. But for example, for Etho, he made his trading hall with, well, shifting villagers in each of the cells. Another cool and perfect trading hall for him. So, yeah, in summary, there's not only one perfect trading hall, but yeah, we got pretty close to making a perfect trading hall. I mean, look at this. It has almost everything in place. So yeah, another experiment successful. I hope you liked the video. It is a long one, I'm sure. I haven't edited it, so I don't know how long, but I'm sure it's long. Anyways, I wanted to show you one last thing before I end up the video, and it is the door. I couldn't get to decorate the whole trading hall, so I'm sorry, guys, but I will leave that to you. If you want to build it in your worlds, the world download will be down in the description. And I would love to see what you do with the villager trading hall. I mean, you can decorate it as much as you want, however you want, and you can also make modifications. I would love to see what you do with them. So yeah, if you have something to show me, please do. I would love to see it. You can do it by posting it in Reddit and then sharing it with me, or maybe tagging me in Twitter, or sending me a DM on Instagram, or maybe make your own YouTube video and yeah, just share it with me. So, anyways, yeah, the decoration is not done, but I did do a door. I did build a door, and look at this. It's a villager face. Oh, sorry for that high pitched voice. But yeah, it even has the nose. It's of course kind of trespassing the floor. But look at this. It's a little villager face. And yeah, it's completely automatic. So that's probably one of my favorite parts of this. Anyways, guys, that's it for the video. Hopefully you like it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up down below. This video took me a lot of hours to complete, so yeah, I would really appreciate it. And yeah, if you would like to see more content like this, please consider subscribing. It's just one click, right? And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.